I'm here at Postagh Culture Vannin, the Isle of Man post office, and I'm going to find out all about the great work that they do championing Manx language and culture. Hunroan, let's go. Maxine, we're really lucky to have our own post office here on the Isle of Man, and you do such a lot to promote Manx culture all around the world. I was wondering, could you tell us a bit about that?
Well, it was really a very big thing back on the 5th of July 1973 when the Isle of Man gained postal independence from the British Post Office. And one of the things in the Postal Act at that time was that it was very much in order to use postage stamps to promote the independence of our island and to support our culture, our heritage, our statesmanship and our part in the bigger world. And that gives me personally, and I know all the people that have been associated with stamps and coins, huge pride that some part of Manxness on pretty much all, well, the name for one always has to be on there. So to have Isle of Man going around the world, I always say, yeah, you can't put a text message on a mantelpiece, but you can put an Isle of Man envelope with a stamp on. That's hugely satisfying.
Brilliant, Yindasach. How has the Isle of Man post office used Manx language in particular?
Well, across a huge number of our issues, we've used the Manx language. I suppose really the issue that celebrated the Manx language was when we had the centenary of the Manx language back in 1999, and we produced the issue called The Jewels of the Manx Language, which many people will remember. And this was an issue that we worked with Charles Alexander, the jeweller, down in Strand Street. He created the beautiful jewels that encompassed our language, and those were brought out just before the millennium. And I felt that they were really a springboard to take us into the next century and all the great things that Culture Vannin had done, but also the investment that the Isle of Man government through ourselves and others and through education has done to promote and preserve our language in these days when language is a huge symbol of nationality and pride.
Fantastic, and this particular issue is the 100th centenary celebrations of Cheshire Gilgach, the Manx Language Society.
Yes.
I see some beautiful Manx on all of these different stamps and some gorgeous, gorgeous designs, really, really beautiful. What other things have you done with the Manx language? I mean, obviously, it's on your entire sign for the Isle of Man post office.
Yes, yeah, well, every day. And we've had Manx folk traditions with Manx-born illustrator Jay Cover, who produced this issue. And so this was another way of representing our heritage and traditions there. But really, one of the biggest things must have been when the Bible was translated into Manx. The translation, the Manx Prayer issue, which was our Christmas issue 2 or 3 years ago, really reminded everybody, I mean, you can see it all here, you know, this isn't a come day, go day language. You know, we haven't just thought it up.
Absolutely,
it's, you know, it's been with us for so long, and to see the words represented, peace and
strength I can see on there, yeah.
And obviously we needed all of this.
Yeah. And
Julia Ashby Smythe, who is a huge supporter of all things Manx, did a wonderful job in pairing the two together.
And you've just handed me this wonderful envelope with a fantastic array of stamps on it. It says Banachton, greetings in Manx. Can you tell me more about the stamp collection, please?
Well, pretty much everywhere has their own greeting on their National Day, and it was very apparent. Paul Ford, my long-standing colleague, has championed the idea that we would have a greeting for Tynwald Day that everybody would know and everybody would use. And through Culture Vannin, they gave us a term, Tim Valaboo. So we use that as the basis for beautiful artwork created specially for us by local artist Mary Cousins. And this really is a story of Tynwald Day for these little characters and incorporating Manx, and to see so many people saying Tim Valaboo, it was thrilling
Siendasakshan. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. We think that the Isle of Man Post Office is doing a wonderful job to increase the visibility of Manx, not only here on the island but all around the world. So with that in mind, Jeebin, the Manx Language Network, would like to award the Isle of Man Post Office Postagh Ellan Vannin with the Londeyr Award for 2021, which is the Lantern Award, and that means it's celebrating individuals and groups who are shining a light for the Manx language and on the Manx language. So we just want to say, thank you so much for all that you're doing. It's wonderful.
Well, I feel very humbled.
Oh, I'm going to write this. Well, it's just wonderful. It's just great to see. And so, it means a lot to all of us.
I accept this on behalf of all the people since the 5th of July before that actually, the likes of Victor Neal and others who were so passionate about getting our own post office, and all the people since Victor who've passed through the Isle of Man Post Office, and in particular Isle of Man stamps, who have the same passion that we continue to have today, and also on behalf of our collectors worldwide, who, when they get their stamps, they take huge pride in sharing them with all their friends and family, and that is just so thrilling and so unexpected, and thank you very much.
You're welcome, and thank you very much for chatting to us today.
It's been our pleasure.